I call this Hildebran Town Council meeting to order. Welcome everyone who's here tonight. We will begin with a moment of silence. All right, thank you. Mike Smith, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Looks like we've got a short meeting tonight. So I'll try to drag it out as long as I can. Okay, all right, number 3, review and adoption of the agenda.
I make a motion to adopt the agenda.
There is a motion, all in favor? Thank you. Number 4, approval of minutes, October 23rd, 2023, regular meeting minutes.
There's a typo
Yes.
on page 2, third paragraph from the bottom. Is the amount of the contract. It says 15,000. It should say 15,600.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think I'm guessing about it. The page 2, I guess, is the,
No. Keep on flipping over. You get to page 2.
oh.
It says it's page 2 at the bottom.
Mine starts with 6A.
Keep flipping. You see 2 at the bottom?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm missing, I've got the draft agenda and it starts 6A old business.
Right.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'll
My
only
brain.
do the summary agenda for the action items.
Okay. Sorry.
Anybody making a motion?
I'll make that motion. to approve
Okay,
minutes.
thank you. All in favor? All right. All right, number 5, public comments.
We have one with the running.
Okay.
I'm here, I think on the thing to address the extension that I have on the property removal. Just asking for your leniency. I hope you reviewed everything and I appreciate you giving me some time to get my things together and get some things in order, okay? Thank you.
All right, number 6, old business. 6A, discussion of deadline for zoning violations at the property located at 234 US Highway 70A East. Okay.
Good to see everybody. So this is a carryover, this is what Libby was just speaking about. It's the property owned by Paul's Industries. We got a minimum housing case that was opened in September. I sent out an order last month. So the deadline on the order was January the 3rd of 2024. That's what the deadline currently is. That would be 90 days from the date of issuance. It's concerning the 3 dwellings at 104 7th Street Northeast, 234 US Highway 70A East, and 232 US Highway 70A East. These 3 dwellings are all on a single parcel. So the order that was issued was an order to demolish. They're just in pretty poor shape. The reason that I have to issue an order to demolish is based on the cost to renovate the property and get it up to code. If it's more than 50% of the value of the property, then the order is an order to demolish. If it would cost less than that, it'd be an order to repair. Since these are so far gone and it's 3 dwellings on a single parcel, it doesn't put the amount to renovate one of these homes would probably be a good portion of what the parcel values were. So that's why the order to demolish was issued. But it's obviously a touchy situation. the 3 dwellings are occupied. One of the tenants did contact me last week or the week before, and he let me know that he did find a place. He's looking to get moved out there if he's not already moved out. But as far as I know, the 2 of the other dwellings are still occupied. So it's kind of a touchy subject. I wanted to take the time to get with you guys and go over it with you, make sure that you guys are aware of the actual circumstances and what the deadline is and what the circumstances will be. Like I said, January the 3rd is when the deadline is. If January 3rd rolls around, if you guys don't want to provide an extension on that, then we'll kick it back to you guys. That the town can proceed to carry out the demolition, put a lien on the property if the owner fails to do so. That's totally in you guys' court as far as if you want to provide an extension. I will do whatever we need to do. Here, that's your leader.
I don't see no problem with an extension.
Especially
That's just-
considering the time of year that it is.
But yeah, there's somebody living in it, I'd say give an extension.
What, like spring or something, what? April?
What is the extension? 90
I
days.
can do whatever. I did the order deadline has 90 days on it. Whatever you guys want to do beyond that.
I prefer you wait till summer, cause a lot of people don't move in the winter. And at least give them somewhere to go, and if they're out before then we'll do something before then. But at least give them till, the summer, I'd say June. That way they can find them a place and be done, and then if, you give me to June, hopefully they've got a place and everything will be done with. They'll give me time to get my finances in order and all my, estimates and everything ready.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
Are we doing a motion on this? Okay.
I'll make a motion. Give an
Okay.
extension.
Till,
Till, well, yeah, to June.
Is
okay,
that what you?
I can do June, I can do whatever.
Libby, could you update us as progress goes?
I sure can. What it is, I'm gonna give me an estimate, from Griffin's to see what it cost me to tear them down, to re-sow grass, and take all the stuff away. So it'll be just a property there with grass on it, but I do have one tenant that I have found a place for him to go, and that's probably who he's talking about. I had a trailer that's right behind the store. He's scared to move in because he's scared he might have to move again. But I told him, I said, well, I'll find you a place, and if I've got any other places that comes open in the meantime, the other 2 will have first option at those since I've got to get them moved out. So I'm working as hard as I can to get somewhere to go.
any other comments? Okay, I'll go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor?
Are we talking June 1st or June
Yeah,
30th?
June first.
Yeah, we could get more maybe.
Did everybody vote?
Yes.
Okay, good, thank you.
And I got one other thing on that property. I probably should have said something. I had, we spoke to the Burke County officers. And, they came to us and, asked us if we would be willing to put a camera on that piece of property. And we did, just on a agreement of being citizens, helping Burke County watch tag numbers, monitor cars and everything. And when I spoke to the code officer, I was approached by the town saying that I had to sign an easement for that camera being on that piece of property. And I told Burke County that if I was being a citizen and they can leave the camera, but I will not sign an easement for that camera. They can remove the camera if I have to sign an easement against that property from town Hildebran.
Okay. All right. 7, new business, 7A, consider approval of quote to install cameras at the municipal complex and gym and budget amendment.
Yes, so as council knows, we've discussed, securing the municipal complex, this building, over the past year or so and during the last budget retreat. We have presented a quote from Childers Electronics to install 12 outdoor cameras, and 6 indoor/entrance cameras, here at the municipal complex. This would provide 360-degree coverage of the exterior, as well as indoor coverage. The project includes the MVR system, the main system that has to connect into, with up to 32 channels, which will allow us the ability to tie in the auditorium and the gymnasium in the future. So you normally wouldn't need 32 channels for this one complex, but we're going ahead and thinking ahead, in the future if we want to do the gym and the auditorium. It'll have the necessary warning signs, and if we can close before the end of the month, we can get one of the outdoor cameras updated to a license plate reading camera, which I think would be beneficial to law enforcement, and then an additional indoor camera. So you have the proposal in your agenda. Staff recommends approval, and we can answer any questions that you have. And in case there are technical questions, I asked Carl to come in case I couldn't answer them.
Hey, don't look at it, no cost to the town. I'm good with that.
Oh, you're looking at the first page, I was gonna say.
Yeah, dude, no cost to the town.
I'll make a motion to approve the quote to install cameras.
All right, all in favor? Thank you. Now we do the budget amendment.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make it late for budget amendment. Again,
All in favor? Thank you. Okay, 7D, we're going to postpone, and we need to talk about calling a meeting for Thursday.
Yeah, at this time, we don't actually have the, a contract ready for you to approve. We did get 3 bids on November 20th for the construction of Royal Park. So what we're advising at this time, we're gonna sit down with the low bidder tomorrow, to talk through some of it, but at this time, staff is only recommending that we do a special call meeting. I've discussed some of the dates and times with you and, West Consultants and Tally and Smith. If Thursday of this week works, as early in the day as possible, and that would work for us. But it would be to discuss our bids and options for Royal Park. We need a motion about to schedule that.
Thursday morning.
Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening.
About 30, good time to get here,
Do what?
about 3 o'clock.
I can't make that early.
5:30.
What happened?
Well, I'm saying I'd have a big one. I'd have to leave my knees down the road, so I don't feel I sit down there till I get done. But I mean, I'm like you, I work till 3:30, 4 o'clock.
6, about
Look at
6,
5:30.
5:30. If you
Somewhere
do
in the
5,
neighborhood would be the earliest I could be here.
you think you could make it by 5:30 or 5 for sure?
Well, we can make it happen by 5:30.
5:30.
Okay.
Is anybody opposed to that?
I can try.
Okay, is that, just want to make a motion?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll make a motion to have a special meeting Thursday, 5:30,
To discuss
To
Royal Park
discuss.
bids?
to discuss spark bids.
All in favor? Thank you. 7C, facilities report. That is in your packet. I guess there's any comments on that. 7D, October tax report in your packet. 7E, October deputy report. All right.
Busy month.
It looks like it was a, yeah, it looks like a few.
Busy Thanksgiving.
That's the funny part. Last month, it was that busy. Last 2 weeks, or the first 2 weeks, up until today, I've not recorded, but since Thanksgiving break, nine calls for service, no reports. When people are at home, you have less going on. So, yeah.
7F, committee reports. Number 1 is the technical coordinating committee.
Yes, so the major update, in regards to TCC is, Division 13's announcement on the Exit 118 Bridge project. It's in the Greater Hickory Metropolitan Planning Organization Project Development Updates. That update that was given out with TCC lists, right-of-way and acquisition, for the interchange improvements at Exit 118 to take place in December of 2024, and they have a contract let date of December of 2025 to get that started. The project is in the Highway Strategic Transportation Investments Program. So that's a small update on that. But in addition to that, DOT's been working on the intersection of South Center Street and Main Avenue. I believe they've got the curbing and sidewalks in, and then they're gonna finish up the rest of it in about 2 weeks. Other than that, that's all I got.
Transportation Advisory Committee, same thing, okay. Western Piedmont Council of Government Policy Board,
That's tomorrow.
okay. Burke Economic Development,
Yes, so for BDI, they had Crystal Morphus of Creative Economic Development present her feasibility study findings for a spec building in Burke County. The Burke Business Park contains the best site for a spec building currently. They reviewed sites, they reviewed the mega site that they're talking about near McDowell County, as well as 3 or 4 other bigger sites. But they believe the ideal building is around 75,000 to 150,000 square feet with a ceiling height of 30 feet. There were 27 state inquiries last year for available buildings for a business to move into. Because Burke did not have a spec building, they could not respond to any of the 27 requests. If they had a space that's roughly 75 to 150,000 square feet with 30-foot ceiling heights, they could have responded to about half of them, somewhere around 12. So they viewed that as a missed opportunity. So they would like to pursue a spec building in the future. In addition to that, they discussed the difficulties in the housing market. They're running out of areas to develop, and the inventory for October was at 109 units on the market, up from 92 in September, and they mainly attributed that to the hike in interest rates, slowing home purchases. So, and I sent the agenda and the presentation out on the spec building. Sent that to you earlier today if you wanted to look at it. That's all I got.
okay, Recreation and Tourism,
Nothing to report.
Water Resource Committee, Medic,
Okay, Vedic met on October the 26th, that was after the council meeting, 11:30 at the Valdez Town Hall. The minutes for September were approved, and Kerry presented the financial and delinquent reports, and there were 2 loans that were paid off, which is really good because they can recycle those and do other loans. And there's 2 others they expect to be paid off before the end of the year. 1 new loan was approved by the board, and Kerry is working on updating FedEx work plan policies and guidelines because they haven't been reviewed, and it's time to review those. The combined meeting for November and December will be this Thursday, November the 30th, at the Morganton Community House.
all right, thank you. Burke County Library Board of Trustees, we didn't have a meeting this month. Events Committee, we talked about quite a bit.
I'll start just by saying we're trying to finish up and get ready for Saturday. I think we have a plan together. We'll know for sure about 2 o'clock on Saturday how good that plan was. Currently, we feel like we're in good shape. We've got a number of volunteers. We do need to confirm who all is going to be there with council and if you're bringing a spouse or not.
I'll be there with spouse.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And Kerry's gonna be there with his golf cart.
Well, you said 10, what, that'd be up there at the first ones?
the 10 at the library, senior center at 10 for the first group is going to, the truck or the flag for the basketball team. And then 11:30, the next group will come in, because they're coming from out of state. And so they're gonna be a little later.
What time I leave with you?
7:30.
Hey, man, I'm
9:30.
work.
If you can be here at 10, that'd be
10.
perfect.
7:30, no later than 7:25.
The other thing to announce is the class of 64 Royal High School basketball champions. They are going to be interviewed by, what is it?
WSOC TV,
WSOC and
Dave Fowler.
Dave Faraday and
The
the news
details gonna be here and,
HDR. Is that right?
Yeah.
They're all going to be here to interview them around 10:30 or 11.
So we may be on
Walk on one
TV.
side of the street handing out candy, who's gonna walk on the other side? Ben?
Not with this knee, no.
That's what I'm gonna do, give out candy,
You can rotate.
yeah,
Okay.
we can
You
make
can
it.
rotate if you're tired.
There's 4 stopping places this year, so that the parade won't leave people behind and people won't have to run that's handing out candy. So there's gonna be 4 stopping places, so that will give you a chance to change with somebody else if you want.
I'm getting ready to say, look, pace a little bit slower, but I was over in the golf cart last time.
Well,
I might run out of breath, here in the wall, I don't know.
well, they're gonna have 4 stopping places, so you can catch up. Should be slower pace. Run, Forrest.
Run, Forrest, run.
All right, anything else on the events committee?
The hard goes fat, boys.
All right, number 8, other business.
Logan, do we know anything about the extra trailer down at the trailer park on 70?
Yeah, so it's a non-conforming property at this point with mobile homes on it. Our former planner, Rachel Wooster, she's still communicating with the property owner. He has until December 6th to make a decision on what he's gonna do with it. He can replace an existing mobile home with this one, provided it's the same size or larger. You can't increase the footprint or the use in any way. That's in our ordinance. That's been communicated to him. We'll have to wait and see on December 6th as to what happens. But yeah, it's the way the council voted is the mobile home overlay was removed I believe it was June 27th of last year. And then the current owner bought it in August of last year. So the zoning was changed prior to the purchase. That probably needs to be stated.
And he knew it.
Yeah, I mean, and he was at the meeting that the overlay was removed.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't comment too much on it. Right now, but anyway, we'll have more for you next month. That's all I got.
Okay.
I had just a question too. On the auditorium, or we got any word as far as plans on when we're trying to bid it out, things like that, where we at in planning it?
So currently we're waiting on the contract from Bach Alum. So he should be preparing an AIA contract agreement for us. I spoke with him last week. I believe he's on vacation either this week or next. He couldn't get it to us this month, but assuming he can get that to us sometime in December, we can review it next month at next month's meeting.
Is he gonna be the one that sends it out for bids, or is that something we're gonna do in-house?
Yeah, so when we sent out the RFP, it was very similar to the one we sent out for West Consultants. They would oversee the construction, the bid document preparation, the closeout, compliance with the grants. So it's comprehensive in that way. But yes, assuming he can get us something, the Rural Transformation Grant planning funds, essentially those planning funds were set aside for the administration, the drawings, the preparation of the bid documents. That money was set aside for that, so that's what we'll pay for those services. Now the construction grant was set aside just for construction, so it has to be set aside. And there's some specific requirements, like for For example, you can't do the seating with the construction money, they won't allow that. So there are some things in there that you gotta be particular with in terms of how you spend it. But we feel like we've got well above what the grant amount is in terms of eligible expenses, excluding the seating. So yeah, earliest we can get back to that is probably next month, and I feel confident we'll have a contract for your review.
And have you guys started working on the job description? Part-time person, whatever we talked about that.
Yeah, well, so we talked about it a little bit. I actually mentioned it to Alice today. I've been looking at other job descriptions for event planners. We actually have one from the last event planner we had. So we've actually already got a working one. What we want to do is bring it back to you next month after looking at it and tweaking it, seeing what all I can do, what can be folded into the position. But yeah, that's something that we'll have for council next month. And just as a confirmation, it was part-time, is that correct? That we finished
Start off part-time.
Okay.
Is there a way to build the handicap ramp before all of this other, can we go ahead and do that?
Yeah, so with the RTG money, no. So the problem is if you build that ramp, before you're under contract with the architect, then you have to spend your SCIF money or your general fund balance money for the architecture services to oversee the ramp. Once you're under contract, theoretically you could build the ramp next month.
Okay.
I mean, it's a quick thing once you're under contract, but you can't bill it back to the planning grant if it's done before you're under contract. So theoretically, you could have it started and finished sometime in January. Assuming you can get a contractor that quickly. I mean, that's gonna be your holdover.
For the auditorium, right?
Yeah, you can do that ramp prior to doing the rest of the project, having it ironed out. Yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say, that won't affect any of his construction, will it? Have to tear it back down.
I would imagine it would help them
Okay.
probably getting stuff on and off because currently you gotta go up steps for everything entrance wise, so it actually may be a help to the construction.
Okay. Announcements? The parade. Saturday.
The fifth, our get together, right?
Oh, yes.
Christmas dinner, 5:30, the Charlotte, December 5th.
Anybody got anything else to say?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Man, that was a half an hour.
So I'm gonna leave that way.